guys, here's what we're making today. The Joy by Petal Sewing Patterns. This is a brand new pattern. It's releasing today. So cute. I really enjoyed making this. It was a joy to make. How about that? The name of the pattern is Joy, and it was a joy to make. You got a really cute gusseted type zipper pocket here. Huge. Perfect for a phone or keys or whatever. On the back, you have another huge zipper pocket the whole way of the bag. Then you have a top zipper closure. And you have a slip pocket here. You have a zipper pocket on this side. And then there is tons of room inside. There is a crossbody strap. And some accent pieces down the side. Oops, I just saw a little foo-foo hair. Caught it out of my eye. Okay. The Joy Sewing Pattern by Petal Sewing Patterns. Very cute. This is going to be a good one to make in leather, and I believe that I will. The only thing I would do different, and it's not the pattern, I would put my tag down here, but I didn't get it down here in time, so I put it up here. It's too narrow up here. I mean, it went okay, but it was like extremely close to my top stitching, but I think it did pretty good. I really like it. I'm going to do a leather one. Go get the pattern. Let's get started. Hi guys, this is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs. So let's get started with the Joy. The Joy handbag by Petal Sewing Patterns. I'm using some mix of Tulip Bee and Sew Yours vinyls. And this is just the navy faux from Sew Yours. I really like it. It is a little stretchy, so just make sure when you're using it for a handle that you're not pulling across it, because it will kind of distort. And otherwise, it works fine. So pat it as opposed to pulling it. All right, so take your strap, put your swivel on so that it's on the right, showing on the right side. We're going to pull our other side up and over the slider. And I'm using a wide mouth slider because I'm using 4 rows of vinyl. Okay. Just make sure nothing is twisted. Perfect. Add your other swivel clasp before you put your strap end on. Okay, just make sure it's not twisted. Add your strap end. And screw that in place. Perfect. And then let's pull this down and we'll add another rivet. Punch this hole. And mark for our other hole. And we'll add our rivet. Perfect. Normally I do this all on fast forward, but I thought, you know what? Every now and then I should just do it in slow-mo so people can see the whole process. All right, let me go press it. Okay, so here's our strap. You know, I don't use, like I said, I don't use matte rainbow very often. It doesn't sell very well, so I won't be restocking it once I'm out. But I do have plenty of matte rainbow hardware, and it's gorgeous. So I would suggest you give it a try. All right, so this next step, we need these three pieces. We need this piece, and our accent pocket. It's pocket accent 1, pocket accent 2, and then our main piece. This one, we're just gonna make a line down the middle and fold it to the center. The back of this will not be seen because we're going to sew it on. So don't resist the urge to sew it now. You wait and sew it when we get it on. Okay? And then take this piece, pocket accent 2, and clip your corners and mark your center on the bottom. I am using Decaville self-adhesive fleece for my stabilizer. Then I put a piece of double-sided tape all around that curved edge, and we're going to fold that in. This is also going to be stitched on, so don't worry about this showing here in the back. Just want to make sure you have some pretty decent curves there. Love it. Okay. So now take this piece, mark your centers on the top and bottom. Let me put you down here. And we're going to add another piece of tape to the back wrong side of this piece, pocket accent 1. And we're going to lay that from the top down. Centered, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to stitch all the way around that. The bottom of that raw edge here won't be seen. Alrighty. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the back here. Uh-oh, I dropped my tape. And we're going to lay that centered here across the bottom. And then we're going to stitch on all sides. Go slow around your curve. Perfect. Now, if you have any little dog ears, like right here, just trim those off. Okay. So that's what you have. Isn't that cute? All right, next step. Okay, so take your zipper, and with the zipper pull closing to the left on this top where it's centered, mark in on each side 3/4 of an inch, center it, zipper pull is going to the right, and you're going to center that on the top here. And you're going all the way around. It's a curve, so just do your best. It's not too bad, really. Okay. Perfect. And then I believe we're going to base that in place, starting a certain distance from each end. And I'm going to decrease my stitch length just a hair here. Starting and stopping a bit from each end. Okay. Just go slow around your curve. Really, it's really not hard. I'm surprised. I thought it would be difficult. It's not. You know, zippers and curves can sometimes be a challenge. Okay. I love it. I had to use black because I don't have any navy zipper tape. And that's sad. All right, so that's what you have. I love it. Next step. All right, take your lining piece, and we're going to attach that centered and just sew across the top curved edge. Again, we're sewing through that curve. And just work it so that it's nice and even. Like that was not even. I'm just scooching some over here. Scooch, that is a very important sewing term. Yeah, because I needed a little bit more on this side. Perfect. That worked out much better. Okay. And we're going to sew that together at the larger seam allowance. And we're starting and stopping just past a measurement that she gives you in the pattern, okay? So this is what you should have. So here is the bottom, and we're sewing the lining on the top from here across the top over to here. All right, let's do it. Just feel for your zipper as you go. And I'm going to move my zipper pull out of the way. Okay. Flatten out that zipper and then go past to what she tells you to in the pattern. It feels weird, I will say. There we go. Now, I got a little helter-skelter there, so I'm just going to go over that one more time. You can probably see that right there. Right there. So I'm just going to go over that a little bit so it's nice and even. Oh, that's where my zipper pull is. That's why I did that. Pull. There we go. Better. All right. Love it. I'm going to turn it just so I can see what it looks like. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Next step. You do want to clip these little corners here. Grab your piece, these top pieces here, lining and exterior, and clip the corners. I mean the curves. I want to clip those curves. I'm going to put it down here. So I clipped my curves on both ends here as well. And then you're going to take your other zipper tape, put a piece of double-sided tape on it, and we're going to add that to the exterior piece all the way around. And I'm going to pull it over here because it doesn't feel like it's going to fit, but I think it does. We'll see. Yeah, it does. It's perfect, actually. And you just want to place it on that curve nice and straight. And I'm going to baste that on. Okay. Okay. that was easy. Easy, easy. All right. Then with this lining piece, we did the same things. We cut the curves, and we're going to attach that right sides down on top. And I'm going to add another piece of tape. I know that's a lot of tape, but I think it'll pay off in the end to keep it where I want it. Yeah. So it doesn't move on me. But you could clip it as well. Yeah, perfect. All right, now let's add the lining. I'll still probably clip it. Again, I'm going to pull it over to the other end, and then I'll ease it in. And just work it in. Perfect. All right, now we're going to do the full seam allowance, which is, yeah, a big seam allowance. Okay. And just feel for your zipper teeth. Let me get rid of this. As you go, especially around those curves. Now, I don't have a zipper foot on here. I'm just using my regular foot, which is working fine. It probably would be a little easier with the zipper foot, but it did fine. Okay. All right. Now we're going to turn it right side out. Interesting. Okay. And I'm just going to clip it, and then I think we're going to top stitch. Yes, we are. Okay. I love front zipper pockets like this, but they can be a little challenging because of the curves. So it's just like with anything, if you take your time, you'll be fine. Yep. Oh my gosh, okay. That looks actually very good. All right, let's top stitch it. Let's go slow. Okay. gosh, that really looks cute. All right, now let's see. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to attach it. Let's turn this right side out. Attach the upper and lower pieces, joining the zipper tape with the zipper pull. Oh, I didn't top stitch this. Am I supposed to top stitch this? Let's go look. I don't think so. Turn the piece right, so leave it as is, and do not top stitch. Okay, I didn't top stitch. I'm gonna add the zipper pulls. Are we doing 1 or 2 zipper pulls? What does she do? Let's just look. 1 zipper pull. All right, let's do it. All right, so fold your lining in half and your outside in half, and we're gonna stitch along here, finishing over the zipper on both ends. It's not really awkward. I thought it might be, but it's not. Just closing up over that zipper. Okay, I'm gonna look at this one to make sure that I did it right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Perfect. So just like that. Okay, let's do this other side. Just make sure everything else is out of the way. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, that is just perfect. All right, now we're going to open our zipper, now that it's closed off, and we're going to do the top stitching. Whoop. And we're going to start over here on this side and up and around and back over. Making sure that your zipper, your lining, is pulled down nice and taut. Perfect. I'm just going to pull it as I go. And then we're going to turn. And top stitch around the zipper. Oops, I didn't put my needle down. Let's get my zipper pull out of the way. Probably should have put my zipper foot on. That probably would have been a smart move, but this is fine. I'm just pulling the lining taut as I'm top stitching. Just go slow. Just like with anything. And then make your pivot at your corner. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's see how it looks. And that my zipper works good. Yep. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that really does look good. There you go. Okay, next step. All right, so I'll take one of your pocket linings and we're going to lay that with the pocket we just created wrong side up or inside out. And we're going to clip this and baste all the way around. Just make sure everything is connected. And that when you do this, it's catching everything you want. It fits pretty good, really. Okay. Already had some clips here. Okay, I need to pull this around just a little. There we go. Okay, I'm going to sew that together at 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do it from this side just so I can make sure I'm not, well, I'll do it from this side. All the way around. 1/8 of an inch. You're creating that zipper pocket lining. I love it. Okay, we're going to just turn it and make sure that we caught the exterior. Yeah, we did. Okay, so if you open your pocket, now you have a fully finished pocket. I love it. Okay, now we're going to take our contrast exterior, and I did do a little... I only did one of these. I need to go make another one. Interfacing, a little piece of fleece. Probably not necessary, but this fabric here is a little stretchy. This blue. Okay. And let me find my center. Wrong side down, and we're going to sew that together with the seam allowance in the pattern. Ooh, wow, that broke. Do you guys find that certain color clips break more often than others? I do. I'm sad to say that the purple ones and the glitter ones tend to break more than any other color. Not sad. My favorite. All right, let's make sure nothing's in our way, and we're going to stitch that together. All right. And we're going to turn and top stitch on the top piece with that seam underneath. Okay, that's what you have so far. Let me see what you can see. Okay, so we top stitched there. Love it. So that front panel is done. And a zipper pocket. I love it. So now you can get an idea of the size of the bag. It's not huge, but it's a good size. All right, next step. All right, so now take your zipper and it's a specific width, and add your zipper tabs to each end. A lining is right sides together with the lining, and the exterior's right sides together. I'm not very good at this, but we'll do it. And then do the seam allowance in the pattern. Okay. And then fold those out, and we're going to top stitch the sides. Let me do this other one, and then we'll do it together. Okay. So I'm going to clip those right there, because mine I just cut basic zipper tabs, and I need to trim them to the size of the zipper. Okay, so you can see mine are too big, so I'm just going to trim it to the zipper size, and then we'll stitch it, top stitch it. Let's top stitch it. I'm going to do all the way around. I'll probably leave this end open. That'll be in the seam. Okay, so just like that. Okay, mine are a little too long, so I'm just going to trim it. There we go. Repeat that over here. And again, I'll just trim that just a little. It's a little bit long. Okay, perfect. So there, make sure your zipper pulls on. And then you have two ends that look like that. All right, now take your back lining piece with your zipper right side up, centered. And let me find my center here. I'll just mark my center. And we're going to leave the zipper right side up with the zipper pull going to the right. And we're going to clip that in place and baste it in place. You could put double side tape here, but I'm just going to baste it. 1/8 of an inch. Both pieces are right side up. Okay, now we're going to take our back exterior piece, back exterior, and we're going to center that. And we're going to lay it right on top of the lining and zipper. Just like this. And sew it together with the full seam allowance. Again, you could use double side tape if you wanted to. Yeah. The zipper's way down here. The zipper pull. Okay, I'm going to move my zipper pull out of the way. Then we will turn that right side out and top stitch on the bottom piece. Beautiful. Pull your lining down so everything's nice and taut. Everything's bunched up. And we're going to stitch across that top stitch. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to take the last exterior pocket lining piece that we have, and we're going to lay that right on top. Right sides together. Yep, and we're just going to stitch across the top of that raw zipper. Baste it. Let me get my stiletto. Okay. So you just created your zipper pocket, basically. I love it. Now we're going to take that contrast exterior, the last contrast exterior piece, find your centers. Okay. And we're going to lay that on the top part of our zipper. And if you notice, your piece is wider on top. That's the piece that we're attaching here. The narrower part is on down here. Oh, wow. Another broken clip. That's interesting. That one was orange. So I guess my purple theory didn't play. I really am not that strong. Yep. Okay, and we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Where's my zipper pull? Let's get it out of the way. Then we're going to turn that and top stitch on that top piece again. That seam underneath the top piece. Oh, I didn't add any stabilizer. I think I will. Let me see what I have in here I can use. Here. I'll just use a piece of foam. It's long enough. I just need to cut it actually a little bit. Perfect. Just a little bit of stabilization for that upper contrast piece. It's really all it needs. That's all it needs. Okay. All right. Next step. All right, we're going to do our strap connectors next. And I added a piece of Decoville Light under here. Let me show you. Because there will be a little bit of stress there, not a ton. And then we're going to fold these into the center. There's two of them. And we're going to, on the right side, measure down a certain distance twice and do a top stitch there. Okay, grab my marker and we're going to measure down just what she tells you. And then a little bit from that. It's hard to see. Some double side tape there. Make sure it's the end that has your stabilizer. Okay. and then we're going to sew down into that first mark, top stitch, and across and back up. Okay, repeat that over here. Okay, perfect. All right, then turn it wrong side up, and we're going to add some double-sided tape, and I will use 1/4 inch for this, from that one mark down to the bottom, that second mark. Okay. Oops. I can't drop my tape, then I won't be able to find it. Now, we're going to take our exterior pieces. Let me find them. And on our exterior pieces, we need to add our interfacing first. And I'm just using fleece. Out of the seam allowance. She gives you pieces for these, which is nice. Okay, one. Oh dear. I hate it when it does that. It doesn't, oh, there was a snip there. That's why. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to add these, and you're going to want to grab your D-rings. If you can get your little baggie open. Okay, take your tape off, what you put on there. And we're going to lay that centered going towards the top, just like that. Where'd my other one go? Here it is. And I'm centering it with my measuring tape right here. Perfect. Then we're going to fold our D-ring down, and we're going to fold it to that second mark that we had. Oh, goodness. Got stuck. Right there. I'm going to grab a few of my long clips and clip that in place. Do this other one. Fold it down to that mark on the front, and then we'll clean those marks off. Just like that. Okay. So that's what you should have. So I pulled it down to that second mark that we created. And now we're going to stitch up to that line and back down. Love it. over. One more. And back down. And I'm assuming we're going to put some rivets there. Yes, we are, right there in the middle. Okay, let's do this other one. And back down. All right, let's add the rivets. Let's see. Here's one. Two. All right, I'm going to see if I can reach it with my hand press. Let's see. Yep, right in the center. That's perfect. Okay, let's do this one, and then we'll go press those rivets. Perfect. So let me go press those rivets. All right, so we're going to put our base on with our two exterior pieces, side pieces. Okay, so we're going to sew those together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Then we're going to turn that over and top stitch on the bottom, I believe. Yes. Okay, let's do this other side. And top stitch on the bottom. All right, love it. That is going to be so nice. All right, we're going to take our front and we're going to find the center here on the bottom piece. And I did use Decaville Heavy on the bottom and a piece of foam, which I rarely do, but I did do it with this one. And we're going to attach the gusset to this piece. Now we will clip the gusset as we go. So we're going to clip this. I'm going to use some of my metal clips. Bring it up to the top. And bring it up to the top on the other side, and then we'll clip our corners. And remember, you always cut, almost always. I can't remember a time when I didn't do this, but you always clip the straight edge to get something around the corner. And the gusset is our straight edge. Okay, so let's clip it. Half your seam allowance. No more than half your seam allowance. Okay, and it should fit really nicely. Let's see. Yep, it does. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, let's do this other side. Yeah, it fits great. Okay. And let's sew that on at the seam allowance in the pattern. Let me see what it is just to verify. Yep. Okay. Go around the corner. Make sure you're not getting any puckers if you can avoid them. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that, guys. Let me raise this up just a little. There we go. Oops. Isn't that cute? Next step. All right, so one thing that I must have missed it. She doesn't I didn't see to base this back pocket in place, but I'm going to do it. I think she probably said it. I just didn't do it. So I'm going to do it now. Just base it so it doesn't move when you put it on me. When I go to put it on the gusset on. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, let's do the gusset. This is the back. And I'll do this on fast forward. All right, let's turn it right side out. I did fold over my top seams. I like to do that. All right, let's turn it. Let's see how we did. This is going to be so cute, though. This is a nice size bag. Might have to be a good size for me. Look at that. Look how cute that is. I love it. I love it. So you have a nice big zipper pocket back here. Huge, actually. Then you have this front zipper pocket that is also huge, big enough for any phone. There's a little thread right there. Let me burn that. Oh my. All right. Next step. All right, so we're going to take our zipper placket and we're going to put one lining and one exterior right sides together on one short end. And we're going to sew that together with the seam allowance in the pattern. This one. All right. Then we are going to open the pieces and lay them flat. And I'm going to, we're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna lay these flat. That's my plan. You could trim them, but I find by trimming them, it just makes it more bulky. So. I'm going to do it this way. And then on each short end, we're going to mark what she tells you to in the pattern and draw a line. And then fold those in. This is just a different way of doing a zipper placket. Interesting. Many ways to do a zipper placket. Okay. Let's add some more tape there. Piece there and a piece there. Let's do it on the other end. And fold those down to the line. On both short ends. Okay, now right side up, this is the exterior, this is the exterior. We already did I already did the 90-degree turn on my zipper. We're going to open that up. I am going to just clip it. Okay, I'm going to add some more double-sided tape. Here on the exterior piece. And we're going to lay one zipper side on that zipper tape. Just shy of the seam that we created. Okay. And then we're going to bring this lining piece down over that. And I'm going to add another piece of tape. This will all be out of the seam allowance. So it should be okay. Don't get your needle all goopy. And bring this down right on top and match these short ends down here. This is not a bad way to do it at all. I like that actually. Okay, and then we're going to sew that together. Seamless. So there's already a seam on this end, so you don't have to do that, which is kind of nice. I am going to trim those seams. I'm not going to be able to trim that one, but I can trim this one without cutting my zipper tape. Just a little. And let's turn it right side out. See how we did. Not bad. Okay, let's put those wrong sides together. Then we'll top stitch and baste. Yep, all the way around. Okay. It gets thick down here where we did the seam, so just go slow and you should be fine. Okay, I didn't like what it did right there. Can you see that on this end? So I'm just going to add an extra little stitch there. Yeah. No one will ever know, except for you and me. Okay. Perfect. So there's one side, and we're going to repeat that with the other side. I love it. And I'll do that on fast forward. All right, so here's your zipper placket. Find your centers on both long sides and set that aside. Take your slip pocket and fold right sides together, and we're just going to sew along the top at the seam allowance. Turn it right side out. And press it if you can. This doesn't really press very well, so we're just going to clip it, and we're going to top stitch. Perfect. Now, top of the center lining. I need the center lining. Here's my center lining piece. And we're going to add that a certain distance from the top along both sides. Perfect. Let me grab a couple of my other clips. Just like that. And we're going to sew down the sides and across the bottom. my gosh, we have a little weather rolling in. It's beautiful, actually. Okay, so there you have your slip pocket. Love it. Now we're going to take our side panels, and you should have 4 of them. 2 are mirrored. So 1 here. And 1 here. And we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Let me see. Yep. Okay. And then we're going to fold those over and top stitch on the side panel. On the other side. The seam is behind your side panel. Okay, so there you have a slip pocket and a panel. I love it. Next step. All right, so take your zipper pocket lower piece and your zipper with your pull on, and we're going to add it right side down. And we're going to baste that in place. All right, now take your zipper pocket lining and place it right side on top here. This is very interesting. This is a really long piece, so just FYI. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm going to go with the process. Okay, and we're going to sew that together at a different seam allowance, so just be aware of that. I'm going to get my zipper pull out of the way. And we're going to fold that up just like this. Oops. Let me see. Yeah. Just like this. Oops, no, like this. right side up, with your zipper tape up there. So the wrong side of that long piece and the right side of the shorter piece, and we're going to top stitch underneath that, next to that zipper. Okay. All right, so that's what you have so far. Very interesting. Now, fold the bottom of this up to the raw edge of your zipper. Put that in place. Okay, so just like that, and we're going to baste that together. Got a little Speedy Gonzales there for a second. Okay. So now this is what you have. Here's your zipper pocket. Here's the lower zipper. And then you have a zipper pocket there. Interesting. All right, hold on. Next step. Okay, take your zipper pocket upper piece and we're going to attach that to the right side of the zipper. Right side's down. And we're going to sew that together. At the seam allowance in the pattern, which is a little different, so just keep that in mind. Okay. Now we're going to fold that up and top stitch on that top lining piece. Okay, so that's what you have so far. Now we're going to take our two little remaining side wings and we're going to attach those and sew those on. Very cute. We're having thunder. It's a beautiful sound. We haven't had hardly any rain this winter. I mean, it's almost a drought. Okay, and let's sew those together. The same seam allowance, yep. Okay. And turn and top stitch on the lining, on the side panel. Oh, I just ran out of bobbin. Just this very second. Okay, I don't think I have another one, so let me make one. Hold on. All right, so let's do this other wing here. I did have another problem. The new knot. Okay, let's top stitch on the side panel. Okay. Beautiful. So you've caught your pocket in the back, and so you have a nice slip pocket. It's not a slip pocket, it's a zipper pocket. All right, next step. All right, so now find the centers in your front and your back lining pieces and your gusset. And we're going to add those to each side of our gusset. And sew them with the seam allowance in the pattern. Let me see. I think it probably gets bigger, but I don't know that. Let's see. Yes. You start at the top with the normal seam allowance, and then you do make it bigger. And we'll do the same thing and clip our corners. And this is exactly like the exterior, so I will do it on fast forward. All right, so take our contrasting lining top pieces, find your centers, and we're going to align the straight edge on either side of our zipper placket right side up. And we're going to only stitch this on the zipper placket. Very interesting. I've never done something like this, so we'll see. I'm going to trust the process with my friend. We have a brief shower. I think it lasted all of 2 minutes. Very disappointing. All right, we're going to sew that with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Is that right? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. On the other side too. You know me, I can't stand things in my way. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take these short ends, clip those together, and we're going to sew those together at the same allowance in the pattern. The zipper tail, just keep it out of your way. I thought, oh dear, I didn't close my door. My dog will be, he'll be coming in. She'll be coming in, my little Ruby. Okay. Both short ends. Very interesting. I think I've done something similar to this. I don't remember what pattern it was. Okay. And then we're going to fold those open. I'll just put some tape there. Where did I put my tape? Oh dear. Here it is. And then we'll top stitch those open. Okay. All right, so we'll top stitch on both sides. We're almost done. I don't have any more pieces left. Nope, no more pieces. Okay, let's open the zipper, make it easier, and top stitch on either side of that seam. Okay, let's do this other side. Okay. It's going to be really cute though. So that's what you have. Your zipper placket is here. Here. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah. Huh. Very interesting. All right, next step. All right, so your contrast lining piece should be right side out, and it kind of looks like this. The tails of your zipper, you remove your zipper pull, are to the right. The zipper pocket on the inside of your lining is facing you. We're going to put this down inside. I know it's interesting. And we're going to clip that together. So we're clipping the side with the zipper. Just find those centers. And we're going to clip that all the way around. It actually fits pretty nice. If you followed her seam allowance, it'll fit perfectly. I just, again, you've heard me say this before, I'm just amazed at these designers. Although I just did it with my pattern, and I guess it's not that hard because I did it. I was kind of surprised. Yeah, it fits perfect. Okay. And then we're going to sew that together, the seam allowance in the pattern. All the way around. Okay. That's it. I'm probably going to have to do a new bobbin before I top stitch. Maybe I'll just top stitch on, make sure you're not getting your zipper tails in your seam anywhere. I'll top stitch on 4. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. So that's what it looks like. Now we are going to fold this up and top stitch on the lining. Interesting, with the zipper placket up. Okay. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to pull those threads to the back so it doesn't matter where I start. Let's do it here. Interesting. Make sure that seam is underneath your top stitching. Again, make sure your tails stay out of all the stitching. I'm going to stop where I started. And I'm going to pull those threads to the back. I just don't want any back stitching right there. Probably be okay, but I just don't want it. Okay, let's tie that off. Even our threads. Tie that off. Oh my gosh. This is a really cute pattern. I think she calls it an intermediate. And anybody can do it, but I think it is an intermediate pattern. Just some very interesting steps. Oh my goodness gracious. So that's what we have. I love it. Okay, now we're gonna, it's a drop-in, so we're gonna mark it all the way around. Let me see. Yeah. And I'll just add some double-sided tape. I don't know if I have enough of this or not. We'll see. I should, at least for the lining. Yep. Oh my gosh, barely enough. Okay. Hold on, next step. All right, we're gonna fold these, both the interior and the exterior, down to the place that she chose to in the pattern. It's actually on the pattern piece. It's a good fold down. I will say that much. I like it. This faux reel by Tulip Bee, it's hard to beat, you guys. If you haven't purchased from her yet, I would suggest that you try it. You may not like it. I'd be shocked if you didn't. It's really quality stuff. Okay. So there's my lining. And let's do the exterior. And then I have Thor threaded. We're gonna do the top stitching on Thor. That's what I bought him. Yeah. Okay. I did put my tag here, just FYI. It's going to be tight because it's kind of close there. I don't know what I was thinking, but it'll be fine. All right, let's put it inside. Zipper pocket in the back. And I'm going to clip it with my big clips. Let me find my centers and do that. There we go. Let me do my centers over here. Somebody said you could get these clips at Dollar Tree. I have to go look. Now I have a lot. I have this. I think this is just one set. I don't remember how. I don't think I bought any more. But there is a occasion where I need a few more. Not for this, not for your typical top stitching, but on occasion I do need a few more. I don't know how many they come in at Dollar Tree. I'm going to go see what the price is on Amazon. And we have Dollar Trees everywhere here, so it's not like I can't find one. I mean, they're almost on every corner. It's kind of funny, actually. Okay. There we go. Put that over there. We have our zipper. So really when we're done here, we'll just put our zipper pull on and our strap end. All right, let me move over to Thor. All right, let's do it. Hold your thread, bulb. And I'm pulling my threads to the inside, so I didn't back stitch. Make sure your zipper ends aren't getting caught in this top stitching. Boy, my tag is like right there. Yeah, I would put the tag over here somewhere. I forgot, and I had to put it where I could put it. So yeah, I wouldn't put it up there. Again. Okay, I'm going to stop where I started. Pull those threads to the inside. Hard to see. Let me do this one. one. There's the other one. Even those threads up. Turn them up. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that looks really good. Shocking. All right, let me put my zipper pull on. Let's do that. Okay. Perfect. Make sure I didn't get it twisted. Looks like I did. No, I didn't. There we go. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty that looks. All right, let's cut this off and we're at our zipper end. I'm just going to trim it just a little. About 1 inch. Find my zipper end. Add some double-sided tape. Just a little dab will do ya. Shredding this tape shreds pretty bad. Okay. See if we can get it on there good. Perfect. Grab my tiniest of screws. Perfect. Okay. So cute. Let's grab my crossbody strap. And we are done. Oh my gosh. I really like this bag. Okay. let's go over to here. And I'll stand up. Let me, I gotta pull this over so I can see what you're seeing. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that cute? A huge front zipper pocket. Tons and tons of room in there. A top zipper closure with a slip pocket and a zipper pocket and lots of room. And then on the back, you have another huge zipper pocket, which is the whole bag. It's the whole bag. I love it. This is called the Joy Bag by Petal Sewing Patterns. So something Teresa taught me, and let's see how it works here. To pull that zipper in through there. No, that's not going to work on this one. That's okay. Look at that. The Joy. I love it. Tulip Bee. Sew yours. What did I use for the lining? And the lining is Sew yours. Absolutely beautiful. The rainbow hardware is mine. It is, I'm just looking to see if I have any little foo-foos hanging out, and I don't. The Joy. You guys, go get it. Go get the pattern, and this one will be up for sale on my website, but go get the pattern and make one. It's an intermediate. I would call it an intermediate, but anybody can do it. Thanks for watching. Be sure and give us a thumbs up. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.